Okay, so good evening, everyone. Meet Anshul. Anshul is one of the India's leading clinical nutritionists with 17 years of experience, holding a postgraduate degree in nutrition and dietetics. Her passion for nutrition and dedication to promoting a healthy lifestyle have driven her to work with over 5,000 clients on various health goals, including managing PCOS, diabetes, thyroid issues, gut health, and sustainable weight management. Anshul, take it over from here because your expertise should be explained by
Sure,
you only. I will
sure.
fall short of words for you.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for conducting this webinar and inviting me. And thank you so much, everyone who have joined the webinar. Uh, One question that I have is that which language is everyone comfortable? Is it a mix of Hindi, English? Is it English? How is it?
Yeah, keep it a mix of in the English, I believe. That will
Okay.
be
Oh,
fine. Yeah.
all right. Okay. So basically, yes, there was a video that I made to give like an introduction bite to what we will be discussing in this webinar. And it is, I think diet industry is one of the most confusing industry because there are so many myths and every month, every year we have confusing diet patterns coming in and most of them are added into the list of fad diets. So, what we're going to discuss today is that what are fad diets? What are sustainable weight loss strategies with which you can have long-term success in achieving your health goal and then maintaining it also? I think the most difficult part that people feel is that how to maintain the results that we have achieved. Some people achieve results in 3 months, some in 6 months, some over a year, but how to sustain them on long-term basis. So we'll start with a brief introduction here. Yeah, just a second. It's not coming on the next slide. I don't know why.
Are you facing an issue?
Yeah, it's not coming on the next slide, I guess.
Uh, you can share it again, I believe, for
Ah,
everyone.
yes, I think yes, we'll do that.
So I think we'll try and keep it both Hindi and English so that everyone can understand it because some people don't understand English also. So we'll try and
Okay.
keep it more of English and less of Hindi. I mean, keep it a mix.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yes. So now, a brief overview I've given of the presentation that we'll be discussing about diets, diet culture, methods, the confusion, the problems that people face, and their solutions also, which will help you retain the results in the longer run. My experience, the cases that I have dealt a little bit into that as well. Uh, the right practices to form lifestyle habits to achieve work life body balance. I think this will be the most crucial part of this webinar, which will be relatable to most of you. सो क्या वो प्रैक्टिसेस होती हैं बिकॉज मैं हमेशा ये बोलती हूँ कि आपको राइट बेस सेट करना है अगर हमारा बेस सही है देन ऑब्वियसली आप कोई भी बिल्डिंग उसके ऊपर सही खड़ी करेंगे तो वो स्टर्डी होगी बट इफ द बेस इज नॉट राइट देन वट एवर यू बिल्ड ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट वो टिप्सी टॉर्बी ही रहेगा और इसी से फिर शुरू होता है यो यो डाइटिंग का कल्चर दैट हमने कुछ एक पैटर्न फॉलो किया हमें पता लगा कि प्रोटीन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है तो हमने रोटी राइस छोड़ दिया पराठा छोड़ दिया डाइट से हमने प्रोटीन पे फोकस किया क्योंकि हमें लगा कि कार्ब्स गलत है अगर प्रोटीन सही है तो फिर कुछ टाइम बाद हम उसे सस्टेन नहीं कर पाए and then all the results they all bounced back उसी तरीके से intermittent fasting it's a very beautiful diet pattern but it is seldom done right it's not mostly done right by people or एक्सप्लॉइट या अपनी कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से करके वी बेसिकली क्रिएट मोर स्ट्रेस इनसाइड आवर बॉडी। आउटसाइड तो आपको वेइंग स्केल पे रिजल्ट्स दिख जाते हैं, बट वो इसीलिए बाउंस बैक होते हैं बिकॉज वो आपकी इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट में दे बेसिकली are not creating any balance or any benefit for the body. So we will discuss those practices, we will discuss those right baseline क्या set करनी है ताकि आप सही track पे at least आओ and towards the health goal in the right way. So I always tell my clients that अगर आप सही मेथोडोलॉजी दे रहे हो अपनी बॉडी को, सही टेक्निक दे रहे हो, सही रूटीन दे रहे हो, तो गलत रिजल्ट्स कभी भी नहीं आ सकते. They will always be right. So now what are fad diets? So fad diets basically are those diets जो कि किसी ना किसी न्यूट्रिएंट में डेफिशिएंट होते हैं. कोई ना कोई न्यूट्रिएंट कॉम्बिनेशन उनमें नहीं होगा, मिसिंग होगा. आ, वो लॉन्ग रन में आपको वीकनेस, लेथार्जी, इरिटेशन, फ्रस्ट्रेशन, पीपल मीटिंग यू माइट टेल यू कि आप कमजोर लग रहे हो, that kind of compliments which are not exactly compliments. And they will promise you something like quick fixes, you know, कि एक हफ्ते में 2 किलो weight loss हो जाएगा, महीने में 10 kilos weight loss. These are also ads that we see online these days. So these are all fat diets, जिसे हम क्रैश डाइट्स के नाम से भी जानते हैं, बट टेक्निकली these are called fat diets in our industry. एक्सट्रीम रिस्ट्रिक्शंस होंगे इन डाइट्स में कि ये नहीं करना है, ये नहीं करना है, इतना ही खाना है, इतने बजे के बाद बिल्कुल नहीं खाना है, चाहे आप हेडेक के साथ सो जाओ. And they will have a lack of scientific backing to support their claims. बहुत सारे स्टडीज होंगे जो ये जरूर बताएंगे कि उनके कॉन्स कितने हैं, कितने नुकसान हैं, बट दे वोंट हैव एनी स्टडीज बैकिंग देयर क्लेम्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कीटो. सो बहुत सारे लोगों ने इंडिया में इस पैटर्न को स्टार्ट किया. मैक्सिमम जो फैट डाइट्स है ना वेस्टर्न कल्चर से आती हैं. सो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड प्रैक्टिस 17 years बैक, तब बहुत फेमस थी एटकिंस डाइट. आई डोंट नो कितनों ने सुना होगा इसके बारे में या किया होगा. सो दिस वाज बेसिकली डिजाइन्ड बाय डॉक्टर एटकिंस, who designed this kind of diet for, and he was obviously a यूरोपियन, यूएस के डॉक्टर थे. तो उन्होंने अपने हार्ट पेशेंट्स के लिए ये डाइट डिजाइन की बिकॉज देयर वी नो दैट primarily the food intake is mostly through refined. मैदे का intake ज्यादा होता है, confectionery items ज्यादा होते हैं, the desserts, coffee, cigarette, lack of water during the day. बहुत सारे लोग वहाँ एक ग्लास पानी भी नहीं पीते. अब चेंज हो गया, but that time, so because of and red meat, processed meat का consumption, to manage that उन्होंने ये Atkins diet launch की for his heart patients which were European, American. So वो इंडियंस की डाइट प्राइमरली अगर रोटी चावल मिलेट्स हम देखें तो उसमें फाइबर है. दे आर नॉट लाइक प्राइमरली मैदा या मीट डाइट. सो उसमें उन्होंने हाई प्रोटीन डाइट करी, उन्होंने कार्ब्स बिल्कुल हटा दिए. सो उसका असर इंडियंस पे डेफिशिएंसी की फॉर्म में होगा बिकॉज आप सिर्फ वहां के एलिमेंट्स कॉपी करेंगे, बट हाउ टू बैलेंस इट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू योर एनवायरमेंट, with your lifestyle, with your kitchen practices, with your family routine, तभी वो normalize होगा, तभी आपको एक normal pattern लगेगा. तो वो नहीं हुआ. तो तब वो starting diets में Atkins diet, GM Motors diet जो उनके employees के लिए थी, वो diet industry में diet routine set करने के लिए नहीं थी. Atkins diet was banned eventually because high protein diets for a longer run was proved to be बेसिकली स्ट्रेस पड़ता है किडनीज एंड लिवर पे एक्सट्रीम में जाने में. नॉट कि आपने कुछ टाइम के लिए किया तो. देन कैबेज सूप डाइट था, दैट वाज आल्सो वन ऑफ द, मतलब आप 7 days सिर्फ कैबेज सूप पी रहे हैं. पेलियो डाइट है, जूस क्लेंसेस अगेन, टू बी ऑन जूसेस जिसे हम बोलते हैं डिटॉक्स जूसेस, क्लेंस डाइट हो जाएगी. नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. अगर आप हमारे कल्चर में देखेंगे तो ऐसे बहुत सारे फास्टिंग रूटीन्स हैं अलग अलग रिलीजियंस में, चाहे वो श्रवण मंथ हो, चाहे वो जैनिज्म में हो, जो अभी 10 days का स्टार्ट होगा फ्रॉम संडे, तो वो सीजन चेंज पे, नवरात्रि है, वो सीजन चेंज पे हमें ट्रेडिशन नहीं सिखाया हुआ है कि कैसे आप एक अपने गट को रेस्ट दे सकते हो. सो क्लेंजिंग डजंट मीन दैट यू हैव टू गो ऑन जूसेस, यू हैव टू गिव रेस्ट टू योर सिस्टम. वो आप डेली बेसिस पे भी दे सकते हैं. सो विल डिस्कस obviously more on it. Now, what does the fat diets appeal क्या करते हैं वो आपसे? वो कहते हैं कि हम आपको झटपट वेट लॉस करा देंगे. यू नो, वी, like I said, 1 month में 10 kilos. Lucrative. They'll be very lucrative. They'll be very inviting. Then there are a lot of there's a lot of influence that goes behind it. So there is a company known as Herbalife, shakes, meal replacements, all of this. इनको बहुत endorsements, बहुत सारे यू नो मीडिएटर्स का सपोर्ट मिलता है, विच क्लेम कि हाँ हाँ ये तो बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है, विच गोज विद मेनी अदर एंडोर्समेंट्स जो हेल्दी नहीं है, और वो सेलिब्रिटी एंडोर्स करते हैं जो शायद खुद नहीं खाते होंगे, खुद नहीं करते होंगे, बट ऑब्वियसली इट इज कॉल्ड एज पीआर, कि उसे फेमस बनाना है और ये बताना है कि हाँ इसके बिना आपकी डाइट बेकार है, इसके बिना योर यू विल नॉट बी गेटिंग the best of health, the best of benefits from food. तो उसके लिए वो एक इन्फ्लुएंस चाहिए होता है. इन टुडेज टाइम इट्स मोर अबाउट सोशल मीडिया, इन्फ्लुएंसर मार्केटिंग. तो वो अभी भी चीजें प्रमोट होती हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल शेक्स एंड सप्लीमेंट्स इन टुडेज टाइम. बट इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी फॉर यू, इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी टू स्टार्ट विद अ प्रोटीन शेक इफ यू हैव स्टार्टेड वर्किंग आउट. आपने वर्कआउट स्टार्ट किया, आपने मैराथन दौड़ना नहीं स्टार्ट किया है. सो इफ यू वर एट अ 20 grams प्रोटीन इनटेक और आपको 50 पे जाना है, तो वो आप डाइट से इजीली जा सकते हैं. इजीली, यू डोंट हैव टू डू टू मच ऑफ एफर्ट. एफर्ट तब लगेगा शायद जब आप 100 से बियॉन्ड की नीड हो, तब लगेगा, और तब कन्वीनियंस के लिए. बट एट दैट तब नीड होगी जब एक्चुअली आप एक्सपेंडिचर भी उतना कर रहे होगे, दैट योर मसल वर्कआउट विल ऑल्सो भी दैट मच कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग. बट अगर आपका मसल वर्कआउट ही नहीं है, आप उतना बॉडी मूवमेंट्स ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो क्या रिक्वायरमेंट होगी बॉडी को उस प्रोटीन का? वो क्या करेगी? पूरा तो, अभी हेयर को भी प्रोटीन चाहिए, तो पूरा तो वो नहीं भेज देगी कि ओके हम बाल लंबे कर देते हैं, कि द पर्सन इज नॉट मूविंग एट ऑल, सो जहां और रिक्वायरमेंट है उधर पूरा कर देते हैं. इट डजंट वर्क लाइक दैट. एंड यस, सबसे बड़ा जो क्लेम करते हैं फैट डाइट्स, वो ये करते हैं पैसिव वर्कआउट्स का, कि आपको वर्कआउट नहीं करना पड़ेगा और फिर भी आपको सिर्फ डाइटिंग से रिजल्ट्स मिल जाएंगे. अब दिस इज द बिगेस्ट मिथ्स, बिगेस्ट लाई, कि अगर आपको कोई भी बोलता है कि अगर आपको वर्कआउट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको एक्सरसाइज करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप सिर्फ डाइट करिए और आपको रिजल्ट मिल जाएगा. नो. अब हम जेनेटिकली ह्यूमंस मॉडिफाई तो नहीं हुए हैं, राइट? तो एक जो फैट मेटाबॉलिज्म का जो एक रूल है, जो एक फैट मेटाबॉलिज्म आपकी बॉडी में कैसे होता है, जो एक एक प्रोसेस है, वो एक सिंपल प्रोसेस है. जो स्टोर्ड फैट आपको बर्न करना है, ऑब्वियसली अगर आपको वेट रिड्यूस करना है, अगर आपको इंच लॉस करना है, अगर आपको लव हैंडल्स हो गए, बेली फैट हो गया, थाई फैट हो गया, इन सबको कम करना है, एंड ओवरऑल अपीयरेंस भी करना है, तो ऑब्वियसली आप ये तो चाहोगे कि आपका मास लटक जाए. यू वुड वांट अ टोन, अ लीनर बॉडी विद वेट लॉस. तो वो कैसे होता है, वो स्टोर्ड फैट कैसे यूज होता है? आपकी बॉडी में मसल्स तो है, बोन्स है, बोन्स के ऊपर मसल्स है, और वो आपको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं बोन्स को. तो जब आप वर्कआउट करते हैं, जब आपने वॉक शुरू करी, आपको क्रैम्प्स होते हैं. क्रैम्प्स का मतलब है कि वेयर एंड टेयर हो रहा है, मसल वेयर एंड टेयर हो रहा है, टूट रहा है. अब रात को रिकवरी प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होता है. तो जो आपने दिन भर में न्यूट्रिशन लिया, it will be put to use, it will be absorbed by the cells, and will be put for immune response, for fighting any external agents. आपका मसल को रिपेयर करने में लग जाएगा. उसको मसल वेयर एंड टेयर का मतलब ये भी होता है कि मसल फाइबर्स इंक्रीज होंगे, दे विल इंक्रीज. नाउ वंस दे इंक्रीज, टू ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रेंथन दैट पार्ट, क्योंकि उनको लग रहा है कि यहाँ पे वर्कआउट बढ़ रहा है इस पार्ट का. सो वो मसल फाइबर जब बढ़ेंगे, तो ऑब्वियसली उनमें सेल्यूलर सेल्स भी बढ़ते हैं. सेल में एक स्ट्रक्चर होता है माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, विच इज द फर्नेस, भट्टी बोलते हैं उसको, और वो यूज करता है स्टोर्ड फैट को टू बेसिकली गिव द एनर्जी सप्लाई टू द इंक्रीज्ड मसल स्ट्रक्चर जो आप बॉडी मूवमेंट से बना रहे हो, वो बैठे बैठे नहीं बन सकता। और एक बहुत सिंपल कॉमन सेंस वाली बात है कि हमें जॉइंट्स, मसल्स दिए हुए हैं, ओके, एवरी सम डिस्टेंस पे आपके जॉइंट्स हैं। तो वो किस लिए दिए हैं बॉडी ने? वो दिए हैं कि हमें मूवमेंट करना है। सो अगर हम मूवमेंट नहीं करेंगे, देन जैम हो जाएंगे हमारे जॉइंट्स, द नी रिप्लेसमेंट सर्जरीज, द वट एवर इज हैपनिंग नाउ। ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस पहले कॉमन था, फिर फीमेल्स का नी रिप्लेसमेंट सर्जरी बहुत कॉमन हो गया। क्यों? बिकॉज दिस जॉइंट मूवमेंट, दिस मसल स्ट्रक्चर का स्ट्रेंथनिंग हम नहीं करते। हम चाहते हैं हमें बैठे बैठे सब कुछ, बैठे बैठे हमें बॉडी टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल मिल सकता है, हमें पानी मिल सकता है, हमें खाना मिल सकता है, बट वही हम कहते हैं ना, खाना तो हमें खुद ही पड़ता है। सो इसीलिए मूवमेंट्स बहुत जरूरी हैं। सो एनी डाइट दैट टेल्स यू that you don't have to move your body and you have to just control your eating and you will be able to get weight loss, that's right. But will you be able to get health? Will you be able to get sustainable weight loss? Completely a no-no. Okay. So short term क्या चीजें होती हैं फैट डाइट्स की, शॉर्ट टर्म क्या इफेक्ट्स होते हैं? सो इनिशियल वेट लॉस ऑफन एक वाटर वेट होता है। हमारी बॉडी 60 to 70% पानी से बनी हुई है। तो इनिशियल जो वेट लॉस होता है वो, सपोजिटली आपको बोला है कि डिनर्स में सिर्फ सूप पीने हैं, डिनर्स में सिर्फ सैलेड खाने हैं, डिनर में सॉल्ट छोड़ देना है, राइट, डिनर्स छोड़ देने हैं ऑल टुगेदर। तो ये सीरीज है वीक आफ्टर वीक, जो रिडक्शन होता रहता है कैलोरीज में। सो एक 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 मिनिमम हमारी बॉडी को कैलोरीज चाहिए सस्टेन करने के लिए। अब उससे और कम कम डेफिसिट बनाने के लिए फैट डाइट्स में मोस्टली आपको डेफिसिट क्रिएट होगा कैलोरी इनटेक कम करने से। एंड मेनी मेनी पीपल आई हैव सीन दे आर ऑन एज लो एज 500 कैलोरी पर डे, जो कि सस्टेन करने आपके मेटाबॉलिज्म के लिए बिल्कुल हेल्दी नहीं है। सो बॉडी स्टार्ट्स रिड्यूसिंग द मेटाबॉलिज्म। सो इनिशियल वेट लॉस वाटर वेट होता है। न्यूट्रिशन डेफिशिएंसीज इन द लॉन्ग रन हो जाती हैं। सो इस पे बहुत स्टडीज अब आ गई हैं, बहुत सारे रिसर्चर्स, डॉक्टर्स ने, और बाहर से ये बहुत स्टडीज आती हैं हमारे सामने। सो क्या होता है कि जब आप
Anshul, I'm
क्रैप,
sorry to
या
interrupt you, but there are
या
a lot of people from South. They are like unable to understand
हिंदी,
even Hindi.
ओके,
So
सो आई डू इट इन
yeah,
इंग्लिश देन।
yeah. Switch to English. If some people are, are not understanding any English,
हाँ,
they can ping.
so
But
then
mostly
we'll
people are
cater
here
to
from
the
South. Yeah.
questions in the
Thank you.
end.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay.
okay, okay, okay. So what happens is that when you basically do some sort of fat diet or crash diet, what happens is that the body suspects that the intake of calories is reducing, which is not sufficient for me to sustain on daily basis. So there are certain minimum number of calories that your body requires to perform its sustainable functioning, internal functioning, every function, be it respiration, excretion, circulation, everything requires a certain amount of calories. So that is known as the sustainable calories, or the basic metabolic rate, BMR, that we say, the metabolism that we talk about. So when this intake of calories drastically go down, the body suspects it as starvation. It suspects it as a high alert. So the first thing that it does is it reduces its functioning, the speed of the functioning, the BMR, the metabolism. It brings it down. And what happens with that is that, yes, many people start feeling low, lack of energy, irritation, and water loss is there. So they don't feel healthy from within. The feeling won't be healthy at all when you're doing fat diets. Okay. Uh, when you restrict a certain nutrient and we get deficient in time, that is a very simple equals to kind of equation. But what studies have also found is that people time and again, like in the recent past, have omitted carbs to a great extent, and also dairy in their diets. So what happens is, even if their bodies were completely fine with the digestion of these two, they did it just because they read it, they saw it, or the claims were made. So what happened was that after 6 months of not giving your gut, not giving your body these nutrients, they started developing sensitivity towards carbs, because carbs in the sense gluten. And it's not that they will be digesting millets easily, no, because it's gluten free, but because it's also heavier, the outer structure is more heavier, the fiber is more in them. So they were not able to digest gluten, wheat, even millets properly, because their gut went weaker, and they developed sensitivity towards these food items because they didn't give their body any exposure to them for a long time. So fad diets push you towards extreme cultures, extreme patterns, extreme omission of food groups altogether, which with time can develop sensitivities. And it doesn't mean that they have been genetically modified and they are no longer good agriculturally, but because we are doing extremes and we are not being inclusive, we are not creating the healthy gut microbiome, which is another hot topic or topic altogether. But the more variety you give to your body, the more healthy your good gut bugs will be, and they will be able to produce those metabolism cycles much more efficiently and will be able to digest food items, and you will not be experiencing any bloating, gas, acidity, constipation, which is also very common with fat diets. Okay, so these also come under the positive, the possible negative health impacts. These are the health impacts which short term you have, and then you also have long term ones. So the long term consequences. So when we talk about long-term consequences, yes, there is the rebound of the results. So many a times we have seen, because your metabolism drops down. Okay, so earlier when your body was able to sustain in maybe 1500 calories for the day, now after doing a fad diet, because it dropped down your metabolic rate, your metabolism, now it is sustaining itself in 1000 calories. So maybe you decided to do this for a short period of time. Maybe you decided to do it for a wedding, for a function, for a reunion, for a holiday. So what happens is that you have brought down your sustainable calories from 1500 to 1000. And during that time, obviously, you were having an intake of maybe 800 calories, and so you were reducing weight. But now, when that period is over, and now you would want to go back to, in quotes, normal food, normal routine, and that function now came in, that holiday, you're now on that holiday, and you would obviously mentally also switch off that button that was on during that diet phase. So now you will eat extra. Now you will eat extra because you planned everything to enjoy this phase, and enjoyment means food for most of these people. So then they will obviously, they overeat, overdrink, and the sleep pattern gets all shifted. So then it is like a complete chaos inside with the cells and body and brain. And what happens is that because now your sustainable calories were at 1000 and you had 1600 every day, what will happen is it will start putting it all as its storage product or substance. The storage substance is fat for us. Extra of any nutrient that you have is stored in the form of fat. It will store it in muscle cells, it will store it in liver, and then all the other extra will be stored in the pockets that we feel, is the extra baggage, is the belly fat, is the thigh fat, the extra, the inch gain that we see. So the rebound in most cases happens more than the weight they started the diet on. So this is the reason that their metabolism shift happens. And so then the intake is doubled, but the capacity of the body is nearly half. So what will happen? It will store it. Metabolic slowdown, I talked about it. The metabolism slows down. Now, psychological effects. Now, there is a relationship, that we have with food. There is a connect that we have with food. With celebrations, we like having delicacies. We like having something special that mom makes, something that is sweet, something that is not made in the house on daily basis. We connect. We basically take them as celebratory foods. In today's time, it's about ordering in or going out to a fancy restaurant or etc. or a holiday or whatsoever. So we have an emotional, a psychological effect of food, of the daily diet that we take on our body, on digestion, on sleep, on your gut health, everything. Now, gut and brain are also connected. So how, like, there's a scientific connection there also, that how you feel emotional with the food, because there is a gut brain axis that we call it. Your gut bacteria and your brain cells are connected. If your gut is happy, if your gut bacteria are happy, if the environment that you have created is good for them, you will have peaceful sleep, you will have a better neurotransmitter, serotonin, melatonin, dopamine, everything being secreted nicely, and a calm and a happy brain, and so a happy you. But if you have a stressed gut, if there are gut concerns, if you're not eating enough fiber, if you are irritated, if you're not giving it enough fuel every day, so the good gut is being affected. They are stressed. And if your gut environment is stressed, it sends that anxiety to the brain, and obviously you are also not that happy, and it goes vice versa. It is not that only it is one way from the gut to the brain connection. No, if you are stressed, if you are anxious, then your stomach also can get the gut bacteria also gets inflamed. The inflammation reaches there, and they start to be affected, and then many people have an instant reaction of stress on their gut. They will feel pain, they might feel acidic, they might feel gas buildup all of a sudden, and they might just want to use the restroom all of a sudden. They'll have a loose stool formation. So it's a direct connection, it's a two-way channel, you can say. So there are psychological effects as well, with respect to also that we get demotivated by trying different food patterns, diet patterns. And so with yo-yo dieting, doing one diet pattern, second, and then we feel that no, nothing works. My body is like that, I don't have that much willpower left now, so let it be. And then we wait for some bigger impact or a bigger jerk for us with respect to any medical condition, etc., to come in, some pills to start, and then we start the journey again. But by that time, the body must have slowed down with the medical condition, and it will take much more time. So it's always better to talk to the right professional, dig in, do a longer first call, so that you get to trust the process, because it takes time. If somebody is telling you, if some process is telling you that it is the easiest thing to do and you can do this, then it's the biggest lie. It's not easy. Let me tell you, it's not easy. Till the time you will breathe, you will have to take care of your body. In today's time, the environment, so there's an environment connection with your immunity, with your body, also with you. So in today's time, our environment is not at all with us. It is against us in too many ways. That's why the inflammation rise. That's why so much of viral connections, infections. After COVID, the deficiency rate of vitamin D and B12 in Indians, we are almost 75 to 80% population is now deficient. And most people don't even realize that. Most people are not getting themselves tested for these vitamins because they were not a part of the regular screening. So what happens is that we keep on mm, uh, being confused about the symptoms of a simple headache, of lethargy, pain, and numbness in our lower limbs, and we feel that it's just me, it's just my lack of energy, or it's just stress of work. But and no diets are working, I'm not able to put energy into workouts. Why? Because these two vitamins are they support the metabolism, they support your cholesterol, heart health, and the inflammation in the system, your liver health, everything is connected. So once these levels go down, they all are affected. So high cholesterol is on a rise, fatty liver is on a rise. Why? Because the deficiency is not arrested. People don't get it tested, and you have to do a nutritional supplementation course for it. They won't be in a boom, be okay with just food. These are nutritional supplements which can be included. The other ones like shakes and all of that, they're medicine. The other one, they are top supplements which are not necessary. So yes, the long-term consequences of fad diets. Okay, we move ahead. So now, what is sustainable weight loss? So we have talked about that. What are the cons? What is not to be done? But now we'll move towards the positive side. We'll move towards the pluses. That now, what is sustainable weight loss? How do we, what's the track that we have to be on with this? Now, sustainable weight loss is that again, that starts with setting your body clock right. Okay, you're setting the base right. You're putting in efforts on daily basis on your diet pattern. It is all the nutrients in balance. And the first and foremost thing is you are aware of your current health status. From there, that I talked about the vitamin D and B12 analysis, your other blood profile, your thyroid profile, if you have a family history of diabetes or high cholesterol or heart attacks, then obviously the liver profile, the cholesterol profile, the HbA1c when it comes to sugar profile, not just random sugar levels, your iron levels, especially in females, thyroid also, you have autoimmune test that is there on top of the normal TSH levels, and vitamin D, B12. All the relevant tests, at least if it's completely fine, you can get it done once a year. And if there are some conditions like thyroid, sugar, cholesterol, it has to be repeated every 3 months. Otherwise, just one condition, which is maybe liver profile, then you can stretch it to 6 months also. Okay. So the current health status should be known. That's the first step. So that you know that where you have to put your energy and focus on. What are the key things that you need to put your focus on, and they will add to your goal. So the first goal, yes, for you, for a layman, can be that I want to lose weight. I want to look a certain way. I want to bring my weight down by 10 kilos, etc., etc. But internally, a professional will be able to guide you better on what will be added towards this goal. So always think about achieving a goal that is health inside out, not the other way around. See, weighing scale is just a reflection where you get to know something for regular monitoring. But there are many other parameters that on daily basis, on weekly basis, you can actually judge on your own whether you are able to put in more energy, whether you're able to put in better efforts at your workplace, you're able to play with your children well, you're not tired, just by 5, 6 p.m. You're not getting drowsy after lunch, which is again a very, very big concern that I get from people who are working. uh, your uh, your clothes are fitting you better. So there are many a times that people don't lose much weight, but they get the fitting of the clothes really well that they always wanted. So these are also positive measures, because everybody will not lose weight in a certain. It will never be a linear graph. It will always be, there will be a stuck point, then all of a sudden some loss, or with some people it will be gradual one. So always be patient, always set the right goals. If you set the right goals, your expectation will be right, and always connect the dots with the right efforts and discipline also. It's not that if you have a diet pattern, if you have a piece of paper, it will do the magic. You will sleep with it under your pillow and it will do the magic. You will get up the next day, you will be 500 grams less. No, you have to put in efforts, you have to move your body, you have to put in the pre-planning, prep efforts and all of that. And yes, the emphasis on balanced nutrition and lifestyle changes. So with lifestyle changes, that if you feel that you can quit sugar altogether, please do. It has to be for life. But if you like the cup of tea with chini, if you like the cup of coffee with sugar, whether it's jaggery, whether it's honey, whether it's khand, whether it's brown sugar, whether it's coconut sugar, date sugar, they all have the same calories, let me tell you. But yes, the other ones are not refined. The white sugar is refined. So yes, you can go towards healthier alternative, but you can stick to a minimum dose of top sugar intake that is moderate and okay to have on daily basis. But if you want to leave it completely, then it's fine, but it has to be for lifestyle. Think that will you be able to sustain those changes for the next 10 years, only attain those habits. And one question that I normally ask people when they come to me and they are only on egg diet, only 2 eggs per meal, so 6 eggs a day, that's it. Okay. Or they haven't had dal for pulses for a year or so, so then I asked them that whether you will give that kind of a diet to your child, to your children. And the answer is always no. So I tell them that if theirs is a growing age and it is so important for them to have nuts, for them to take care of the water intake, for them to take care of the activity levels, for them to take care of the morning meal before leaving for school, because their attention span will be better, for them to sleep on time, for them to reduce their screen intake. If all these things are so much better for their growth and development, they are equally better for us, for our healthy aging. That's also a very crucial phase that we get into. Okay. So now we move on to benefits of sustainable weight loss. So when you uh, do the sustainable methods, when you follow something that is gradual, that seems normal to you, that allows you to have social time with the family, with your friends, that allows you to build a healthy relationship with food, and you are not creating any food fear anymore. You are disciplined to the way that, yes, if it is increased number of outside meals, you're okay saying a no, and you're restricting yourself to the minimum that you would want to have. There are no processed items in your diet on larger basis. You have made healthier choices. You've made a healthy pantry. Okay, then their long-term weight maintenance is on your platter. So what you get is you will be off the loop of yo-yo dieting. You will sustain a certain number. But yes, you have to do also those sustainable practices that you started building up. So it's not that if you started doing a 45 minutes of walk every day and you got a result, you lost 10 kilos, you're happy with the body shape. So in order to maintain it also, you have to give that sort of movement to your body on daily basis. So it's not that it requires maintenance. So maintenance means that you need to do those practices each single day, which you build. Okay. Overall health is improved. So you feel internally healthy, you feel externally healthy, you have a good skin, your hair health improves, your fitting of the clothes improve, you feel better inside out, and there are positive changes in habits and mindset. So when you build those habits and you feel great, then obviously you become like a preacher for the same. So when someone asks you that how are you sleeping so better, how are you looking so fresh, how is your skin glowing, how are you so energetic, then you automatically say, that I drink enough water, I take care of my water intake, I have reduced my screen time in the night. I do some box breathing every night, takes 2 minutes. I eat vegetables in all my meals, or I eat major three meals and I am off munching, or I do yoga every day, or I do a brisk walk every day. So you feel happy and proud also of yourself, to be able to sustain it, to be able to be disciplined, because it requires discipline, it requires efforts. Yeah, so I tell this quote, to each one of my clients, that without making a change, change won't happen. So you have to change some things. If you won't change, then how will you expect a change, or how will you see a change? So on that note, we move forward to the key components of sustainable weight loss. So balanced diet, which obviously has all the elements. You have carbs also, you have protein also, You have fats also. All these are macro. So don't just focus on one element and only protein. Okay. All three are macronutrients. That means that they are required in the larger quantities by you from the diet that you take in. So the diet that you take should be balanced. Every meal should have the major meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner should have carbs, proteins, fats in the portion proportion required by your body, depending upon your current health status and the goal that you want to achieve. Okay. There should be a regular physical activity according to WHO. If I talk about, then 40 to 45 minutes daily into six days. Okay. So 1 day complete rest. It should also not be the case that you're doing like you're doing 7 days a week, that every day basis. No, 1 day rest is also important. So regular physical activity is an important element. Adequate sleep and stress management. There, comes the reduction of screen time before you go to sleep. The stress management, simple things. I know that it's easy to say than really bring in on daily basis. We all get stressful projects or stressful cases or deadlines or family concerns whatsoever. So what you can do is, just before you go to sleep, practice box breathing. It's everywhere. You can easily find the method, and it can be easily done, but concentrate on the breathing. It's okay that the thoughts come. It's completely fine. You are not, nobody's going to judge you what kind of meditation you are into, but just focus on the breathing. Do it for 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever it is. But once you lie down, or once go towards your bed, just keep the phone aside. At least 15 minutes to half an hour gap give, between the sleep time, uh to the basically just disconnect with what I call is gadget detox. Just disconnect with that gadget and keep it aside, away from the blue light, away from the radiations, away from the buzzing, and practice some deep breathing, box breathing. 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then lie down. Okay? You can watch TV before that, it's completely fine. But the direct connection of phone, because it's an every daily basis, hourly basis, we're doing that, a disconnect is good. Okay, so some methods, these are some of the methods where you will help your body sleep better. Personalized approach based on individual needs. So don't copy your friend's diet chart. Don't copy a celebrity diet chart available online, because everybody's need, everybody's health status is different, and their goal is different. And so the method or the plan or the structure of the calorie distribution, the portion proportion will be different. So personalized, if it will be personalized, you will be able to sustain it for a longer time. You will be able to follow it nicely. You will be able to follow it diligently, with discipline, with ease, manage it well. So it will give you long-term effects. Okay. Realistic goal setting is very, very important. So supposedly you have all the raw materials, you build your mindset right, that I want to do it the right way, I want to do it the healthy way. Okay, so then it comes that you set yourself achievable goals. Don't set yourself that every day I will lose 1 kilo. Every day to 1 kilo scale pe dikhna hi chahiye. No. Set yourself realistic goal. Don't check your weight daily, once in 7 days. Give your body also some time for sustainable results to be shown. It will also get a hang of things. You made some changes. It is also a change for the body. So it will test you whether it should be setting the body clock that way or not. So it takes about 10 to 15 days for a body to adapt to a certain change in the pattern. So when we talk about body clock setting, then this much amount of time you need to give it. Okay, and we are humans, we will have some deviations, we will have some uncalled invitations, we will have some hours or some days where we won't be able to arrange a particular item. So don't feel stressed, guilty, negative about it. 1 day is not a lifetime. You can still be just get back to it the next meal, just get back to it the next day. That's it. Okay, so SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, this should be relevant and time bound. So yes, give yourself goals, give yourself some timelines so that you're motivated to achieve those goals, and monitoring progress and adjusting as needed. So adjusting, as I told you, that don't feel guilty about minor deviations, but don't make them a habit. Okay. And how to monitor? So obviously, if you're under someone's guidance, that person will help you monitor well, but always with your support. How? Just start writing it on daily basis, whether it's on a gadget, whether it's on a diary, in a diary. So start writing what you had the entire day. What was your day like? Not like an emotional rant or something like that, but wake up time was this, I had this, maybe I missed my breakfast and I had just chai, tea and biscuits for that, or just filter coffee and some biscuits or fried namkeen with it. And then I had an office lunch, and then dinner I had, you know, sumptuous meal, which was all I missed, which was made in the kitchen. I had everything in the dinner when I got back home. So write, pen it down. Once you start penning it down on daily basis, you will start to see the culprits, which will not be carbs. It will be all the munchings, it will be all the missed meals, and then compensating it in the wrong time, all of that. And you'll start judging it, you'll start analyzing it, and you'll start working towards it in a much, much better way. Okay. So building healthy eating habits. Now, incorporate a variety of nutrient dense foods. Okay. When we talk about variety, I always say that the more colors you add to your diet plate, and we are blessed to be born in a country which is agriculturally so supreme. We have different regions, we have different vegetables grown, fruits grown, we get everything now. So incorporate a variety of colors in your diet. It's the easiest measure. Okay. The more colors, the more variety you add to your diet, it automatically affects your gut microbiome. आपका जो gut bacteria है, it flourishes. If your gut bacteria flourishes, it has the power to improve your immune response, digestion, absorption, assimilation of the nutrients, and the effect it gives you. Okay. So the more variety you include, the better enzymes you have, the better nutrition powerhouses you have. And again, there's no rocket science to understand it. Obviously, every food item has certain things in a better portion proportion than the other. So tomatoes have an antioxidant lycopene, which is in highest quantity in tomatoes, and it is activated when we cook it. So, people grill it with a little bit of olive oil. That's a little Western touch. But we do the tadka of dal and sambar and everything with tomatoes in it. So automatically the oil has gone. So you increase the absorption of lycopene, which is an antioxidant, which is so good for your heart, for your skin health. So that's one tip. So include a variety of food items. Mindful eating practices. Okay. So 80-20 rule, that when you sit down to eat, always eat, leave your stomach at least 70 to 80% empty. Don't eat it till you're completely full. Because most of the times we are either chatting, we are watching a show, and we are not connected well, with our brain, which is sending us signals that you're about to get full. Okay. And not every person has the burp to really tell them that they're full. So always leave some space, not for the dessert, but leave it there, and you will automatically control your portions. Build a pantry, a kitchen, the table that you sit on, or the table, the dining table, or the table that is in the middle of the room or your hall. Don't keep things like candies or mattis or fried things or colas or cans of diet foods there. Whatever will be in the front, your hands will go first there only. Whenever you feel that you need to munch something, you won't go for maybe a fistful of nuts, or you will not go for a crunchy apple. You might go for a bag of chips. You might overdo on the portion of nuts if it is kept in a big jar there. So be mindful of these practices. Avoid restrictive behaviors and allowing occasional treats. So I always give my clients one own choice meal. I don't call it a cheat meal, own choice meal every week, one meal. Don't tell me about it. Eat it at whatever time you want to eat. Eat whatever you want to eat. Don't count. But yes, don't eat it as the last meal of your life. Every week it's gonna come. So have those occasional meals and avoid restrictive behaviors, avoid the fad diets. Now, exercise for long-term success. So exercise is like, these two, diet and exercise, these are like flip side of a coin. You cannot do without one another. They cannot do. So I explained you in detail about how the muscle structure works and how body movement and exercise, promotes the stored fat usage. And so you reduce fat naturally. Okay. You increase muscle, you lose fat. So you can start with as simple as walk. It's not necessary to join a gym. You can start with walks. The walks can be intensified with time, but don't increase the total duration more than 1 hour because then it won't be sustainable in the long run. So keep it from 45 minutes to an hour, but intensify during that time. So from walks, it can go to lighter jogs. You can add ankle weights and go for walks and jogs. You can add a set of dumbbells at home. You can walk for 30 minutes, come back home and do some strength workout. So you can do everything at home just by two equipments, ankle weights, dumbbells, won't take much of space, but will intensify your workouts. Resistance band, that is another thing. Stationary bike, you can do at any age. It is good for your knees also, but treadmill, I won't recommend because it does pose some pressure on the knees. Okay. Create a consistent exercise routine. So, like I told you, build habits that you can be consistent with. So, create a routine that you can be consistent with. Not that, okay, you decided that I'll go for a walk, but half of the time there's rain, there's too much of cold, there's too much of humidity, the sun is out first thing in the morning at 7, I can't go for a walk. No, then find another way. Do home workouts. There are ample videos, there's ample guidance available. You can talk to a trainer once, asking about the right postures. The right routine can be set in, built in. You can do it for a month, 1.5 months, and then redo it. So everything is possible if you really want it. The want has to be created. Now, the role of hydration. So this is one element that most people, miss completely because we are in environments that are controlled by air conditions. We are mostly going in metros and cars and cabs and sitting in AC environments. Most of the time, we don't feel the need of water because it's cooler. Yeah, the temperature and the body is not regulating that way unless and until you're a teacher, you're like me, counseling, giving webinars for long hours, so you feel thirsty automatically, naturally. But yes, people miss out on plain simple water intake. Either they will go towards much of aerated drinks, diet cokes, that we are saving calories there, but trust me, in the long run you're not. You're just creating a big room for cravings to be just escalating everywhere every day. So stay hydrated, but not just plain water, but electrolyte rich drinks. There's an importance of that. You know, there should be something like nariyal pani, coconut water, lemon honey water, buttermilk. All these are electrolyte rich drinks, and they should be, anyone should be a part of your regular diet. It creates better metabolism, hydration to another level, and helps in oxygenated blood as well. So you feel fresh. Okay. So it has its impact on the overall metabolism, overall health, and like I told you, that include electrolytes in your drink. This is one thing that people miss out more. And how much water to drink? Aim for 8 to 10 glasses, and depending upon, obviously, the temperature, the area that you live in, the profession that you are, and the workout that you do, it increases. Now, managing stress and sleep, I gave you some pointers there. Breathing, for reducing the screen time, the phone screen time, listening to some soothing music, dimming the lights, create that environment. And yes, it has an effect with the sun cycle. As your sun goes down, your body starts to prepare itself for sleep. So that is the time that you should not be feeding your body with too much of food to focus its energy on digestion. Otherwise, it won't heal or it won't recover properly. So that is there. And if you won't have a deep sleep, your mind will not be well rested and you will be more prone to stress. And obviously, it will impact your weight also in the long run. So, techniques for stress reduction, I told you box breathing, deep breathing, some hobbies like painting, drawing, scribbling, writing that food diary or food log, that also helps. Communicating with your kids, chatting with your family, a friend, phone a friend, that helps. Something that takes you out of the zone of the mundane lifestyle or the work life stress, some things that take you away from that zone. Okay. So ensure that you're working on improving your quality of sleep if it is not already. Okay. So ensure on that. And physical activity also helps in that. So if somebody is sedentary completely, they might also be having disturbed sleep. If somebody's gut is not healthy, that person also will have sleep issues. Now, for workplace, what do? We do pre-preps. Yeah, we don't always call in for unhealthy snacks for the 4 p.m. hunger pangs. We pre-prepare for it. We don't miss breakfast so that we don't feel uncontrolled cravings in the evening time, because this is an impact of missing or having lesser than required breakfast or upper part of the day meals. So healthy snack options, just pre-prepare some things on Saturday, Sunday, and get them, store it in your desk. Not And even if you have companies, they sell genuinely healthy snack options, but you have to read the label for one portion size and see that if the fat is under the range, precisely under 2 to 3 grams. So look for these things, read carefully, pre-plan, and opt for healthy snack options, because that's the time where people generally mess up. Staying active during the workday. So obviously, standing desk is something that's not a culture right now here, but yes, people are adapting to it. But what I normally advise people is that walk and talk. If you are on the phone, if you are brainstorming, if you are also chatting with someone, you can go. If there's a long, I mean, if you work in a building and you can go, there's an outer space or there's a terrace space or something. Take these short breaks and then do some meetings there or do some walking and talking. So a little bit of movement on every hour or hour and a half basis. Just keep a little bit of tab on that and you will see big changes. I'm not saying that, do half an hour every hour. That's not practical also. Okay. I want to share with you, these are some of the success stories, although there are many, but I compiled just a couple of them to also give you like you can see that the first person is not someone who came to me for weight loss. Is not You can see the person and see oh, he's completely fine, but he had high cholesterol and he had pre-diabetes. So looking at them, and it's not necessary that if the person is overweight only then the person will have some medical concern. And this was mostly the long COVID after effects that he had, and we controlled it with nutrition. The second one is of an event manager, and event managers, lawyers, CEOs, presidents, vice presidents, they have busy schedules like anything. Like people have this thing that we are quite busy to follow a diet pattern, but I say them it has to be part of your life. It has to be a priority, and it might not be 100% on daily basis, but even if it's 80 to 85%, it's going to give you results. It's going to make you, because you're doing something right. But she managed to take control of her PCOS. The periods became regular, and you can see the weight loss. The third is of a particular corporate case where, again, meetings, day in, day out, traveling, but we managed to do it. And the motivation for him was the birth of his child. So he has a lovely daughter, And the right pic that you can see is basically their the shoot that they did at the time of pregnancy, like just before delivery. So yeah, some cases to share with you that it is possible and everyone can do it. Just make it a priority, make it a part of your routine. Uh, Talk to the right professional, build the right methods, build the right baseline, and work towards it. So it was a a long session. I hope that I didn't bore you guys, but thank you so much for your attention. And I am now open to questions from all of you. I'll stop sharing. Yeah, Ramika, I can
Yes,
stop
sure.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it was a wonderful session, Anshul.
Thank you.
And if anyone have any questions, just drop it in the chat box or the question and answer box. Okay, there is one question from Jyoti
Hmm.
Pandey. She
Mm-hmm.
says, "What should we have in diet in case of deficiency of vitamin B and vitamin B12?"
Vitamin D and B12. So with D, you should first start with your, the supplementation course. With both of them, it will be necessary to start a supplementation course. With diet, what you need to take care is vitamin D, 3 months course, which is minimum, will be given to you, obviously by your doctor or by the professional. You have to take it after a meal that has fat. So maybe your breakfast, it will basically have, maybe you had poha or upma or paratha with milk. It has fat in it, right? Good fats. So after that, make sure you're having, it's a fat soluble vitamin, so it will help it absorb much better. Secondly, the sun exposure, which most people have, stopped doing it. So the soft sun exposure. So early morning, and then mid afternoon, maybe when it's peak winters, and then also sun setting time, the soft sun, that also helps. So 10 to 15 minutes of that sun exposure helps. And this is primarily for the vegetarian ones. Non-vegetarian people, egg yolks help, lean meats help. And B12, when we talk about nuts and seeds, whole grains, the husks, but that's a tricky thing because we don't get too much of that. So you need to take care. You need to take care of the source, do a little bit R&D and include them. But if it's too deficient, like I've seen levels as low as 1 for vitamin D. So if it's too deficient, then yes, go in for nutrition supplements. And along with that, take care of holistically the diet. Yeah.
That's great. I believe for vitamin D, you just have to go out in the sun for some time.
If you're deficient, initially include the supplement, otherwise it won't get better. And we have to get it tested every 3 months. It's dropping really fast because inflammation levels in our bodies are pretty high right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see a question of sugar intake. Maximum sugar intake for a non-diabetic person, 2 teaspoons top sugar intake per day, maximum.
Next is, "Hi, I'm Satya. I am suffering from herpes zoster relapse. Doctor asked me to reduce weight."
Reduce wheat.
Yeah,
Weight, okay. Weight
weight,
or wheat?
weight.
Weight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there are many methods or many baselines that I have talked about in the PPT that you can really start doing. So first thing is, I think the easiest thing that one can do is don't have heavy dinners. Have dinner before 8 p.m. Even if one needs to carry or break their dinners into two parts if they have their traveling time in between. That's also a challenge. I understand that working professionals have. But if that is there, break your dinner into. Don't just put all the pressure on the last meal that you are at, home, and you need to have dal, roti, sabzi, chawal, dahi, everything, because we lie down after that. We actually Netflix and chill. So don't do that. Okay. Have lighter dinners, not lighter to the extent that you have headaches. Go slow, go gradual, and include physical activity, whatever is permitted or whatever you can do. Even if it's 30 minutes walk that you can start with, it will slowly build up. You will slowly build up on muscle and stamina strength and will be able to increase. Don't aim for hops. It's not a race. It is a steady journey that we need to be on. Yeah.
Okay, so nowadays I'm seeing a lot about magnesium. Can you share something about it?
Yes, magnesium for basically for women health, for hair, for skin, for hormones. that is there, but it's, and for bones also, obviously it is the part of our bone density complex. So firstly, get it tested. Don't just pop in a pill because it's shown online. Okay, the supplement industry is a very huge market and the PR is very stronger. But you need to again get your health status in place. What is your health status? If your magnesium is okay, it's a micronutrient. If your diet is balanced, you will have no deficiency of calcium, magnesium, zinc. They are micronutrients. They are required in minute quantities by your body through your diet. Because other than that, there are reactions also in the body that are taking place which makes these. Okay. सो एज बाय प्रोडक्ट्स जो गेट बैक्टीरिया भी करते हैं, गट बैक्टीरिया आपके बहुत सारे विटामिन बनाते हैं, दे मेक अ लॉट ऑफ विटामिन एज अ बाय प्रोडक्ट. सो फर्स्ट get it tested that whether you are deficient or not, and then take a call accordingly.
Okay, so Raj asked, doctor informed that carb is causing cholesterol. Is it true?
No, the overall pattern and lifestyle causes cholesterol. Also, vitamin D deficiency causes cholesterol. Also, a long duration of steroidal medicines, medications causes. But the simplest, yes, a sedentary lifestyle. Why they're saying carbs is because predominantly the diet might be having just carbs. That's why. So another way of putting it in that it's not balanced. So balance your diet. Carbs को हटाना नहीं है. You don't have to nullify carbs from your diet. You have to have them in the right, because if, see, carbs and protein both give 4 calories per gram. So if you not have enough carbs, the body will move to protein for energy and won't spare protein for its action. So you have to give it enough carbs also. 40 to 45% of your diet should be complex carbs that raises your sugar level slowly. So don't go for white bread. Okay. Go for something that is whole. So little bit of effort will be needed because those preparations will need efforts
Right.
of those carbs. Yeah.
Okay, so
Biscuits ke
someone
badle.
asks,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll move on to next. Someone asked, my lips are becoming chappy and my skin is becoming harsh after applying even after applying ample of moisturizer then. Also, skin is harshy. Suggest what could be the reason.
Lot of reasons, but simplest one is hydration. Maybe you're not having enough water, not having adequate sleep. Fruits, so have electrolytes, the ones that I told you. So they will, uh, you know, increase your hydration to another level. It will not be just plain water. So it will be hydrating with salts as well. So have a shikanji, have coconut water, have sattu buttermilk if you can. It's a it's a nice mid meal also, heavy also, and electrolyte rich also. Yeah.
So basically, have a lot of water. Drink
Have
water.
water, yes, yes. Keep a tab, keep a check of your water intake, that whether you're drinking enough or not. Because there can be n number of reasons. There can be hormonal changes also because of which the skin changes are happening. So for one condition, if you start searching online, your condition might, for a very simple thing, your condition might lead you to a very bigger disease also. So we get a little bit scary. So better is to just contact someone, get your health status, health checkup done, and then go towards. Don't do anything in thin air.
Yeah. Someone asked, does vitamin D deficiency causes knee pains in menopausal women?
Which deficiency?
Vitamin D.
Yes, 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 it can. With, if your vitamin D is deficient, your calcium also will be low. And zinc might be there. So the whole complex. So normally doctors recommend you CCM, which is a full complex of medicine. I'm telling you about the salt. So just get your calcium and vitamin D. Calcium is okay, that person is saying. So yes, vitamin D can also cause it. Low protein can also cause it because or your muscle strength is not great then, because at that point of time, if the age is high, then the muscles around the bone gets weaker if you have not invested time in strength training, if you're sedentary, and then the pressure is now coming 50 plus age. So yes, so you need to work on your muscle strength. You need to work on because after 35 40, some percentage of our bones starts to go down, the bone density gets affected. So also consult an ortho so that you know that what is the condition or what is the case of the synovial fluid. Get your test done and then take action and control accordingly.
Great. Okay, there's one more question, but I guess this is for everyone. A lot of people have this question. Someone is trying to lose weight, but it is not reducing even after doing lots of hard work, also trying to control diet even. Please suggest
Okay.
some tips.
So, when such statements, like when I hear this in my first call and people say that we have tried everything, I'm coming to you after 10 dietitians and, I'm not. Sometimes I feel, and especially, is that person a female? Was asked the question?
Uh, this I, Kumar. Kumar, you are, I think, no, male.
No. Okay. All right. So, mostly what I see is that people are trying too hard,
Yeah, I
not giving
guess.
your body rest, not see if it's making you feel that you're putting in a lot of efforts and nothing is working, then maybe you're reading or you are under guidance of some wrong person. Because like I told you, if you give the right thing to your body, if you give it right approach, it is not possible that you'll not get the right results.
He's also a
Sometimes
sportsman, he's saying.
sportsman, and that person wants to lose weight.
Yeah. Uh,
So so maybe the diet is extra. Maybe you're putting in too much of nutrients or extra calories at the wrong timings, or you're not giving your muscles enough rest. And there are food combinations also that needs to be taken care. Otherwise, muscles gets more inflamed, they retain more water, and so the person feels heavy and not up to the mark with that. So it's all about the timings of the food combinations, and the portions and proportions. So it's not just about reducing calories, reducing carbs, and increasing protein. It's not about that. Yeah.
okay, so Sunil asks last question. Suggestion to get good sleep in menopausal women already into meditation, walking, etc.
Okay. So again, the time gap between your last meal and sleep time has to be, at least 2 to 3 hours. And having said that, keep it safely under 8. Uh, Naturally, also, with time, some women, they have lower sleep span. They will feel fine with a 5 hour of sleep or a 6 hours of sleep. If there you're getting deep sleep, it's fine. Sometimes we just start overthinking. We are overthinking on a lot of things. So meditation is fine, but still, if you're overthinking after that, that this meditation session didn't help me at all, I'm doing it every day and all of that. So that also doesn't help. And again, you check yourself for vitamin D deficiency. That is also there. So
Okay.
yeah, so these are, see, I have to touch upon generic things because I don't know individual cases. So I can tell you something that you can start checking in and working on with it.
Okay, so we'll take the last question. Is hair loss due to protein powder?
No, no, protein powder will not give you hair loss because it's an extra supplement that you're having. But with that, if you're not taking care of water intake, if your gut health is not fine, if you're not taking care of enough carbs, you're not just taking protein powders and you're not sleeping well, or you're not taking topical care of it, then it can happen. And humidity, the monsoon season, everybody hairs falls. So also, if it's falling like 10 to 20 strands, it's okay. They have a phase. Yeah.
Great. So we know because girls have a lot of, long hair. We are like scared
And
like
you
hell.
see, the next year when monsoon comes in, you see the maximum advertisements come at that point of time.
Exactly.
Because they know that's the normal phase where with humidity, with sweat buildup, they will have a little bit of hair fall.
Okay, so someone asked, can we consult you with you directly for some good suggestion?
Yes, yes, you can. So I think Anamika can help you with the Insta handle. You can go there, listen to me more, take a call, have a call with me, and then take a call. I'm not a pushy salesman. That's the reason that I left my full-time job. I was winning awards there in corporates and everything, but I left because they still treat medical professionals also as salesperson, and I didn't study 5 years for that. So rest be assured, I always, yes, our industry is totally F up, with the people who are just self-taught, which we call in our industry quacks, the self-taught dietitians. But if you deal with the right nutritionist, the right professional, like I always tell my clients that take just once a diet pattern to understand your body and take charge of it. because you are the sole owner of that beautiful machine. And if you respect and love it, you will do the right measures for it.
Correct. I mean, I also believe that every body is different and
Everybody's
one
different.
diet or one medicine cannot help everyone, correct?
Absolutely,
So you
absolutely,
have to understand your body and then work accordingly, like what works out for you. Maybe for
absolutely.
someone diet works out, but for someone exercise also needed, correct? So
Everyone, it's needed for everyone. Trust me, you need to, and everyone needs to. With age, you will understand that how important that a little bit of strength training workout is. You will
correct.
stop seeing the weighing scale. You will just focus on that. I should feel healthy. I should be sleeping well. I should be able to feel happy when I'm communicating with my kids. Because if you're not internally healthy, your conversations also, it comes out in those
Yeah.
conversations.
You're not happy
So
actually. If you're not healthy,
you're
you're
not
not
happy.
happy. And then
Yes,
it affects
absolutely.
everything, your work, your food, and
Absolutely.
everything.
Absolutely. There was a news that I read today. Some company, some startup CEO, he was on hospital bed and he wrote that, the late night workload, or working for long hours in night, not sleeping well, and no proper diet chart landed me in this state. Is it really
Yeah.
worth it? So I
Yeah.
saw it, I think
There was some
some
CEO. Yeah. I
Yes, yes,
also
yes. I
don't
saw that
remember the
news. So,
name, but
so I was like, yes, so true. We need to have these kind of posts rather than post of people promoting a shake that, oh, this does wonders. No, because we have people where vegan influencers have died because of those diets. People who were completely on one kind of nutrient, they died. They actually died. So it's very, so they say, common sense is not that common. So
yeah.
it's actually there, that just speak out, just communicate to the professional rather than searching it online. Because search also, we have people sitting in SEOs who are putting those keywords and pushing those publications on top. So it is also not genuinely by the site.
Okay, then we'll end the session. Thank you, Anshul. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for
Most
joining
welcome.
in, all the, participants here. Great questions and great participation. So
Yes, yes.
we'll connect again with Anshul, anywhere,
But I need
on
a
the,
screenshot, guys. Anamika, if you can take, then it will be great.
sure.
I can feature it. Uh, I think we need to.
Okay. You need it with all the participation.
Yes, yes. If they're okay.
I
Otherwise,
mean,
even if
no, I
it's,
mean, you cannot see their faces, but
yeah, that's
the
okay.
names and
That's okay.
everything
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
can
okay.
take. Just a moment.
That's okay.
Smile now. Great. I got it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining and have a
Thank you
great,
so much for having me. You too.
weekend. Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you
Bye
so much.
bye. Bye.